Peter Wayne and Nancy Young. We're from Fombelle, Pennsylvania, about 50 miles north of the Trolley Museum. And we've been married for 41 years now.
You even got it right.
Thank you. We started in the fall of 2005. We were down there for the Christmas
Arts and Crafts
Show. And we always went down there, and we always rode the trolleys and was interested in trolleys. And we had some time to kill when one of the operators was talking to us after our ride and invited us to become members.
And we talked about it on our way home and decided that, it did sound like something we would both be interested in, and the rest is history. The first thing we got involved in was the operations. From there, we got involved in doing docent work, helping a little bit with some of the different special events. From there, we got involved in helping Dave with the model railroad at the Christmas season.
So that's been our main project at the museum, is building the train layout.
Well, normally it's a 10-day process for us. We usually come down both weekends and an entire week that we both take vacation from work. This year we came down 2 days prior to that 10 days and 2 days after that 10 days to get everything accomplished with the bigger layout.
Approximately 300 hours goes into that every year. The 1 year, we went down there to start the layout, and we had no idea what we were going to do, and we went out for supper that evening. I pulled out a pen and a napkin from the table, and we drew out what we were going to do right there at the restaurant that quick and build it.
Every year it's a situation where we might have a few basic ideas of either what theme we want on there, or we may have a little bit of a track idea as far as the style of track, the layout of the track, and we just go from there.
And the themes Nancy's talking about, 1 year we put up a dinosaur layout with kind of a Jurassic Park theme with the train running through the Jurassic Park. And we have a Christmas theme where everything is pretty much Santa Claus and Christmas, and the train runs through Christmas Town.
And that's a must every year, being as we do it at Christmas time.
There's a differences in layouts. Our layout is a toy train layout. If you go to some of the museums where everything is right to scale and it is depicting a specific area, we do a toy train layout. It's for the children.
Young and old.
Yeah.
But to keep the interest with the children and all too, we want to be able to keep some cartoon and just a little whimsical touches to it. The kids, go ahead.
When people walk in the room and the first thing they do is go, "Oh, wow." And then we run the trains, and then in a few minutes we turn the lights out, and every building on there, and I can't tell you how many buildings there are on there. I've never counted them, but I'm going to guess there's probably 50 to 75 buildings, and every one of them is lit. And when we turn the lights out, it just is really impressive.
We get as big a wow for that as we did when they first walk in the door. So it adds a nice touch to have a short night scene for everybody to get a look at what it looks like both daylight and night.
Everything that's running on the layout, there is 12 separate tracks with trains and or trolleys running on them.
And they run everything from the O gauge that we typically would run. We added some N gauge for Santa's Village in the past, here not too long ago. And this year we even put an HO set up around our zoo. So we've got everything from N up to the O gauge.
Oh, my favorite building is the old McDonald's.
I'm kind of leaning in that direction myself.
Well, it's like the original first McDonald's with the big arches built into the building. And many of us baby boomers, that's what we first remember a McDonald's looking like.
The zoo is a nice feature, I think, this year.
Yeah, the zoo is very nice. The water that we put in, we never did water before with the boats. Just the whole thing. Every year it's special. It's different, and the whole layout is the most favorite thing every year because it's so different from what we did last year.
When do we know we're done? When we run out of time and there's no time left, then we're done.
Yeah, that's it. A train layout is never done. You're always looking and going, oh, I could add this here, or let's take this off and rearrange this. It would look better. So no, it is never done. And a lot of times before we're finished with this one, we're already brewing ideas for next year. Like, oh, you know what? Next year we could do this. This would look good here. So, it's not just we go down there and do it. It's something we think about all year long. Many, many people come back year after year. It's a family tradition to come to the Pennsylvania Trolley Museum to see Santa, see the trains. It's a family affair. That's the most fun part. Because other than laying track, I love laying track.
And I love doing the designing and decorating of how things are laid out on the table.
But the most fun is when people enter that room for the very first time and they look at that layout and everything's running and the wows and the oohs and the ahs and
the eyes kids, popping out.
Yeah, the kids jumping up and down going, wow, look at the trains, look at the trains.
That's what makes it.
That's the greatest satisfaction. And that's our pay. I always say that's our pay, is those happy faces.
Definitely. That's what we do it for.
Yep.
The fun that we enjoy and our time together we enjoy, but the children's and even the adults' faces tell it all.
And being with our friends at the museum, we call the museum our second family.
Definitely.